Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome. It's Jen with Roxy Bonds Creates, and today we are going to make an off-center Z fold card. So, if you don't see live up here in the corner, you're watching a replay. And welcome, everybody, to the Friday night version of the full weekend virtual crop. I'm so excited that you're all here. As you pop in, please say hello so I know if I've got comments working or not. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. We're going to work with Ocean Friends today. I've got the stamp. I've got the dies. So this is the bundle, stamp and die bundle. I've got DSP, otherwise known as Designer Series paper. I've got a little bit of cardstock. I've already done a little bit of die cutting. And this is the very first time I am making this kind of a card. So bear with me because I have some instructions and I have a photo from a teammate, a lady on my team who created this, but I've never done it myself. And I just cut the papers. I did not make a sample. So we're just going for it, you guys. We're going to just play. I need to get a piece of paper. And I'm going to write down for you the dimensions so that you, I'm going to do it here on this pink pad, so that you can create one as well. If you're creating along with me or if you're just watching, either way. Let's play. So the first thing I wanted to show you is that this is the Ocean Friends. I have the DSP sitting right here. Now I had 6x12 sheets of it. And so I just cut up like a bunch of it to make this card. But what I wanted to show you is that this particular piece of the pattern paper can be cut by the dies. So it is a die coordinating pattern paper, I guess you could say. So this crab die fits in there and cuts perfectly, as does the lobster die. I just broke this open this evening, so I haven't put these on the magnetic sheets yet, but I need to do that like soon because I don't like taking it off of these little sticky things. Okay, so the lobster actually cuts out the pattern paper too. So this is a really, really cool feature that Stampin' Up! Has in many of its paper packs or DSP packs, but it's not something that's like widely known, and it's kind of like a hidden feature. So it's not always like blaring you in the face when you're looking at a catalog, showing you that you can do it. Sometimes on the page, it will show you like a die and a piece of paper. And then like, it might show you something like this, like here's the die, here's the paper, and here's like a cutout. Okay, so if you saw that, would you like immediately think like, oh, we cut this out of the paper? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not really sure if there's like a better way to, you know, display that, but I think they're trying the best that they can to kind of let you know. But it's a really cool feature. So what I did is I cut out a couple of the crabs to use on the card. I thought the lobster was a little bit big for this card in particular, but it could be used on like a layout or something like this. The dies also have this amazing like coral thing that has like even some like little dot, not stitching, but like little dots like embossed on there. So it's super cool. It's got like the sea leaves here. It's got a wave pattern. Of course, the lobster and the crab. And then it has these little tiny like starfish that I cut out. You can see them right here. I cut them out of some glitter paper. So I just kind of pre-cut some things. I'm going to set the die to the side because I don't think we need that anymore. The stamp is Ocean Friends, and this one has a really cool thing where it's got like the two-tone stamping. Now, I die cut out of the paper the crabs already, but the die also cuts the crabs from here, and then of course the lobsters from here. So that's really cool too. And you can see they are quite a bit more substantial, so they're bigger. Obviously, they're not shown very big on the front here, but they're bigger. That's the size of them. And then they're two-tone, so you can stamp like the outer layer in one color and then stamp the inner layer in a second color. Or you could do second generation. So you could stamp the outer layer in full color and then the inner layer in a second generation stamping technique. So That is a technique I've showed here before. I'm sure many of you are familiar with it, but if you're not, I can do that, you know, at some point again as well. Okay, so let's go back to the DSP, the pattern paper. So this one is the lobster crab, I said that backwards, kind of spaced out. So I don't know like how you would use just this paper per se, but it's really great for the cutting. And then this is the pattern on the pack. So we've got some Calypso coral in there. I do know some of the colors, not all. I cut out some cardstock here. This one right here, I think it's upside down. Okay, this one right here. And then the back this is Melon Mambo with some squigglies. This one I love. This one I am going to use in the project. And I mean, I could make up names for all of these things, but it's better just to show you the patterns. And then here on the back, we've got a pumpkin pie pattern. This one has kind of the smaller lobsters, crabs, and some fish in there with some jellyfish. Love that. And I love the pop of teal. So a lot of times our, here's some pumpkin pie pattern. A lot of times our oceany, beach, sea themed papers and sweets and like collections are predominantly like the blues and the greens and the tans and stuff. I love that this is not, but it pops the blue and a pop of green to bring it like, you know, kind of back to reality, right? So it's a little whimsical at the same time. You've got the starfish, a little Calypso coral stripe there. And then this one that I love is ombre waves from the pink to the orange. So that's really pretty. And then the back is this like pink pattern. So really pretty papers with, again, just the pop of like the blue. I think the blue is either Summer Splash or Coastal Cabana. I'm not really sure. I'd have to look at the pattern, the pack, but I don't have that on me. And then here we've got the green. It's Lemon Lime Twist. Okay, I do know that one. All right, so let me set those aside, set these pieces aside. I've got a bunch of, whoa, I'm not sure which ones are scraps and which ones are not, so we'll kind of hold on to those. And let me tell you the dimensions. So I'm starting with a piece of cardstock. Now I pulled a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, cut it in half at 5.5, so I could technically get 2 cards out of this color. This is Melon Mambo. So your base is going to be 5.5 by 8.25. Okay, that's a standard sized base. Then you're going to score at 2 3/4 and 5.5. Okay, so let's take a look at what that looks like. Since I have redone my workspace here, everything's a little out of place, so bear with me. Okay, so it's a tri-panel here. Okay, so it's we're gonna work with this. Okay, so I think I have to fold here and then here. Okay, so got a little extra hanging out here. I don't know if that is gonna make a big difference or not. Is this 8 and that's because it's 8.5 and it needs to be 8.25. So we're gonna trim 1/4 inch off. That's why we do this, right? So we can figure out the mistakes before we start. Okay, my trimmer is making little shaggies. Okay, so now it's perfect. All right, so this is the card front here. And then I have a piece of cardstock at 8.25 by 2 3/4. So let me make sure that's 8.25. Yeah, that one I cut right. And then this one I scored it the same. 2 3/4 and 5.5. So this one is, what would you call this? This is going to be your layer. It is 2 3/4 by 8.25, and then score at 2 3/4 and 5.5. Okay, so let's score that one. We're going to fold it and fold it. And then I'm going to burnish it with my handy dandy bone folder. Okay, so then what's going to happen is it's going to be an off-center Z-fold, and it's going to look like this. Okay, so standing up and laying down. But when it's laying down, we're going to have to make sure, we're going to have to measure and make sure that it does not go past 4 1/4 inches. So you would have to get your grid out and make sure it doesn't go past 4 1/4 inches. so that when you stick it in the envelope, it fits in the envelope correctly. So that's gonna be closed, and then this is gonna be open. Okay, cool, huh? This is off-center Z fold. All right, so let's decorate. Our pattern papers, so on your base, your pattern, so I'm gonna put DSP base, are 2.5 by 5 1/4. Okay, and I pulled 3. So these are the 3 I'm working with. I'm going to go boom, boom, boom. Okay, so let us glue them down. Tomorrow, I am going to show you my newly organized craft space here. I spent all last weekend. I did a little teaser post here to see if you could figure out what I was working on with my big boxes that I got, big packages. And I spent all weekend. In fact, I literally just finished like cleaning the rest of it today and putting things back together. So it was kind of a big project that I had been thinking about for like the last, I don't know, month or two. And finally, with my birthday money, made it happen. So, okay, here is our base. So it's gonna go like that. And then on this guy, on my layer, so the DSP and I have a white piece. DSP on the layer is going to be 2.5 by 2.5. Okay, and then we need 3 of each of those, right? So 3 of each of those. All right, so on here, on the inside, I'm going to put a white one because that's where I want to stamp or do my sentiment inside, or maybe not a sentiment, but maybe a little stamping. I don't know yet. So I'm going to hold on to that. And then I'm going to put this on the inside and this on the outside. So it's going to go like that. Okay, so let's glue these down. And then we can stamp and decorate and assemble. So these just are 1/4 inch smaller than the actual like panel, I guess you could say, so that there's a little bit of a border. And again, I cut this one. I'm pretty sure this is Coastal Cabana. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like once again. So here it's closed. Okay, now it's super cute. And then here it's open. Okay, super cute. And then this white piece is gonna go here, and let's decorate. So before I put this on, my plan was to put this little crab here. And then I have my little pieces here that I'm going to kind of glue on there. And they're, you know, it's kind of going to be like starfish on starfish. However, they're glittery and they're a little bit darker. So this is, shoot, I'm not really sure. I think this is like peacock colored glimmer paper. Or maybe it's Close to My Heart. Oh, it's Close to My Heart Journey. So this is Close to My Heart Journey glitter paper. And so it's a different, it's, you know, it's still in the teal family, but obviously it's darker. So it's just going to pop a little bit more, even though I'm putting it kind of, you know, along with these guys on the starfish paper. Okay, so let's figure out what our sentiments are going to be. I think that we're going to do, I think I want to do a little like reef thing here with maybe a couple of bubbles stamped here. And then I'm going to stamp "Thanks so much" on another piece of white. And we'll just cut that out. Okay, so let's do our little stamping. I have not used this stamp set yet, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of work here to get it all off and ready to go. So let's do "Thanks so much" first. And I think I wanna do that in the, I'm gonna do it in the Melon Mambo color. So just going to kind of season that a little bit. And we're just going to put it kind of close to the edge because I'm just going to trim it like kind of rectangular, I guess you could say. All right, perfect. I do not have a chamois that is wet, but I keep baby wipes. How many of you are still using baby wipes? 16 and a half years later, I'm still buying baby wipes by the box from Costco. So I'll clean my stamps with baby wipes when my chamois is not wet, or when I'm just doing like a couple of projects and I don't really want to get the chamois like wet for, you know, 2 little things. So we'll stamp that and we'll put it back. Did you know that if your stamps stain with ink, that it's okay? And it just means that they're well loved. Okay, now let's do this coral reef. We're gonna do that on the inside. And we're gonna do it in the summer splash. And I'm also gonna do some bubbles. So let's do this one first. And okay, so I cut a couple of these extra pieces and I didn't end up using them on here, but just so you know, you could have those. So I could make another card if I wanted to and utilize those. All right, so I'm going to ink this up in Summer Splash, and I'm actually gonna, hold on. I think I'm gonna stamp it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna double stamp. So we're gonna go first generation. I'm gonna kind of go off my path a little bit there, and second generation. So I did kind of 2 of them there. And now because I'm stamping on my glass mat, if I got ink on it, I can just wipe it off. Beautiful. Okay, so that's that. And then let's do some little bubbles as well. I love this, using this glass mat for when I'm making cards, because I actually really like the glass mat, but when I do layouts, it's not big enough for a double page spread. So I will pull in my Versamat. But for cards, it's great because it's just like the perfect size for like a project, right? Okay, so we're gonna go bubble, bubble, and then I want to do a bubble down here and a bubble over there. Perfect. Just a little something. All right. So we'll put this, where did the bubble come from? I think it was up here. I don't know. I like to keep them on the carrier sheet there. Okay, so that is stamped. That's going to go on the inside. So let's glue that on the inside. And then really, you know, it's a thank you card. So the sentiment kind of says it all. Thanks so much. What else do you have to say? You're the best. Love you. Right? Okay. So now I'm going to glue this on, and then we will adhere all of our little doodads here. So let's go, we're going to put adhesive. I got to figure this out. Okay, so on these 2 panels, but over on the left side of them. So if I flip it this way, that will help me. So I'm going to do left side here, left side. I'm going to do like a good couple strips of adhesive. Okay, so that it's nice and strong and it stays. Now I'm going to fold this and I'm going to line it up on my grid. I'm going to see if I can get this in view for you. And then I'm actually going to take, shoot, I wish I had like a dry erase marker right now, but I don't. Okay, I think that this will wipe off. We're going to go for it. Okay, so I'm just going to make a line at 4 1/4 up here. So that's going to be like right, well, it doesn't really show up. Okay, let me try again. One more try. I'll get a darker color. 4 1/4. There we go. Okay, now that shows up. Maybe that one's old and bad. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. I have to go like this. And I think I'm going to glue down the inside first. So what I want to make sure is that when this piece is down, that it doesn't go any further than 4 1/4, which is the standard size of my card. Okay, so I'm going to put it in here, and I want to make sure it's straight. So I'm actually going to kind of gravitate it a little bit more towards the top. So we're going to put it down right there, line it up, and then I'm going to smoosh it like that. And then this is going to go like that. And now you can see how I did. There we go. So there's our off center because it's not centered, and it's a Z fold. So there's our Z's. And it's kind of a double Z, which is kind of cool. Okay, so there's our card. Let me wipe that up. Oh, okay, yeah, it does wipe up. Perfect. I was going to say, I just marked up my map, but I didn't. Okay, so now I want to embellish. So I'm going to use some foam dimensionals. If I have a little box of them up here. Okay, this is a brand new little pack. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of him. And we're going to go here and here and here. These are a little bit big, so I'm actually going to take one and I'm going to trim it in half. Okay, so I want one up here and I want one over here. If I had the smaller ones, that would probably be better, but this will work. You can always trim them in half, right? Okay, so take these guys off. And we're popping him up. So I want him right there. Or her, because she's pink. Okay. And then we're going to put down these guys. I have to put my sentiment on here somewhere. Oh, let's trim that out so that I can use it. Okay, my paper trimmer is over here. Sorry, I'm going to do this off camera. Let's see. And so I just kind of trimmed it out like so. And I think what I want to do is ink the edges just a tiny bit. So I'm going to take it. And these ink pads are not great for like your ink edge distressing. That's not the right term. Inking the edges. There we go. So what I like to do with these ink pads is just touch it and touch it because it's so saturated with ink that if I scraped it like I used to with my Close to My Heart ones, it would like, let me show you. If I go like that, then see how much ink I got on there compared to here. I just want it like just a dab of ink on the edge. Okay. The other thing that would be really good to do is to take an ink dauber, like one of these guys, and use one of these to do the edges. So I'll show you that too. Yeah, this one's not used. So I would just go like this on the edge. And then it just gives like a really light touch compared to that like really harsh, like I, swiped it. So just a couple different ways that you can ink the edges. Ink the edges, that's the words I was looking for. Okay, so I did that, and I think I'm going to put this one right here, and I'm going to glue it down. I'm not going to pop it because I want that to be popped. But I also needed to have this on here. So let's go there. Thanks so much. Right there. And then we're going to add our little starfish on here. And I also have these, I think they're called Sunny Day Dots or something like that. So I'm going to add kind of a variety, like a couple of these and a couple of these, and we're going to call it good. So I need to use my liquid glass. I also need to puncture the opening because it's been a minute since I crafted, and this gets clogged up. I so very much miss liquid glass, and I will be really, this is a really old one, really old bottle, and I will be very sad when it's gone. So if you still have liquid glass and you are amongst the lucky ones that, still have a little bit, savor it, because, once it's gone, it's gone. All right, I've got some tweezers somewhere to pick these guys up. So let me just put one guy there. I made 3 little dots, and I want to kind of vary like which direction they're facing so they're not all facing the same way. I don't know if that worked out or not. There. Okay, so I've got 3 of those, and then I'm going to add 2 gems. And I kind of want to use the orange because I don't have a lot of orange on here. So we're going to go 1. Well, that didn't really work out very well. It flipped upside down. I'm going to go 1 right there. And I'm going to take another one. Let's see if I'm not really good at doing this without my fingers. I use my fingers a lot. and put another one right there. Okay, so I still have my triangle, right, with my embellishments, and I have my odd number. You know me, I like my odd numbers. Okay, so here is our card. What do you think? This is the, I have to like say it a million times, off-center Z-fold card. Super cute. Okay, so did I get all the measurements on here? Yep, we have our base, we have our layer, which is the Z-fold, our scoring, our DSP on the 3 panels, and then our 3 panels of layers. We got all the measurements. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, you can do that. This is the off-center Z-fold card. I'm going to write that on there. Off-center Z-fold card. There you go. Here's your screenshot. Do that again. Screenshot that. Woohoo. And then here's your card. Super cute. Okay, that was a lot of fun. I want to make another one now. If you make this card, post in the comments of the video so that we can all see what you made. And I love this. It's super, super cute. So I can't wait to send this one. And it'll fit in an envelope. So do I have an envelope? No, I do not. I don't have an envelope here. I did, like literally 30 minutes ago I had an envelope here, but I moved it. Okay, so here, and it will fit in an envelope because it is 5.5 by 4.25. Perfect. Awesome. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this demo tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow with more challenges, more games, a show and tell, and lots of fun. Oh, and Paper Bonanza. So if you are not signed up for Paper Bonanza, make sure you sign up because that's going to be an awesome challenge, raising money for Operation Smile. So 50-50. Again, thank you so much. Love y'all. Have a wonderful night.